in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get their food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try and make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand my worth.
Welcome to the next episode of Give Me My Crown podcast.
Give Me My Crown podcast.
And we back at y'all with the last episode of 2024 of the Give Me My Crown podcast.
Yes.
Definitely going into the new year with just a few changes, few things we want to get done. So this podcast, we're just gonna kind of tell y'all what we expect out of the new year's from ourselves, from our team, kind of what we're looking forward to in the new year, and kind of changes we want to make within ourselves, within our lives, within our businesses, within our everyday lives. So how do you plan to start the new year?
So we've already started earlier as a team. Like we talked about certain things with the podcast. Right now I'm on lack of sleep. So I've been strictly like researching on the level. I'm texting you at weird times in the morning, let you know what I'm finding. So I think right now it's seed time for me. Like it's time to really invest in myself as far as knowledge. And 2025 will bring about a lot of changes for me. It may bring about like even my locality where I'm at. So it's preparation mentally, physically. I lost some weight in 2024 and then I gained weight back. So for me, my preparation now is like trying to cut sugar out of my system. So going into 2025, I'm back on my grind as far as my health kick. We got a challenge coming up. I'm going to take one day off my birthday and get right back on the challenge. So, just trying to better myself in all aspects. So let's start my preparation off a little bit early.
I'm going to start because, like you said, we've started a lot of researching and investing in different stuff. So I think just going to, first of all, continue that into the new year. Just this year or next year, I want to continue that just on a stronger and a deeper level.
Yes.
Just doing the research and just making those investments that we need to make in order to reach that next level. I'm starting the new year off with 75 hard. I think I started the new year last year off with 75 hard, and it went pretty good. So this year I'm gonna start the new year off with 75 hard. For those who don't know what that is, it's essentially putting yourself on a pretty strict diet, no alcohol, reading I think 10 pages a day, and also working out. I think it's 2:30 or 2:45-minute workouts per day. So definitely gonna do that. So what I want to do is I want to put myself on a pretty good diet plan, but I also want to keep that diet plan throughout the year for the most part. Obviously, the first 75 days where I got to work out twice a day for 75 days straight. My normal workout routine is 5 days a week, so Monday through Friday. So after the 75-day hard, I'll probably go back to that, just the 5 days a week. But I still want to, whatever diet plan I decide to do, I want to kind of stick with that throughout the year. Because even last year when I did 75 hard, the first couple of days, probably the first week and a half is the hardest. And then after that, you kind of get used to it. But it's like once you get used to that diet, it's like you could feel the change in your body. You could feel your energy change. You could feel your mood change. Like you just feel the positive change.
I agree. Because I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm like I said, like I may start on the 10th of January instead of January 1st. But I feel like doing this gets us prepared for our first guys trip of the year.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I also my plan, because right now I wake I've been reading a book, 5 a.m. Club. So I obviously on days I wake up right before 5 in order to in order to go to the gym before work. So my plan is, I think I want to start waking up at 5 on a daily basis, and even on weekends, days I don't have to work, I want to wake up at 5 and then get something done with that first part of the day before everybody else wakes up. So if everybody else wakes up at, my kids are early birds, they wake up at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So even before they get up, if I can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, go get my workout in, back home by 6, that gives me time to study, research, read, do whatever I need to do
Yeah.
for about an hour and a half, 2 hours before everybody else wakes up and we get our day started.
Yeah, I agree. And same vein, right? So my alarm clock is set for 4:30 every morning. Now I
Yeah.
don't get up at 4:30. I may wake up at 4:30, but my plan is to actually get moving at 4:30. Like get out the
Yeah.
bed, whether it's just reading scripture or like taking time to meditate, or just go to the gym. Like actually getting up and moving with that time versus just being laying there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I think another thing I want to do within this new year is just is get closer to God, get a better relationship with God.
yeah.
Obviously, I've still I talk to God every day, pray every day, stuff like that. But I want to get an even closer and better relationship with God going into the new year.
Yes. I mean that's key. That's important. Like we always say, every time we hear somebody that's rich, famous, talk about it at Invest Fest or any conference we go to, that's one of the first things they say. Like you
Yeah.
gotta have a relationship with God. So I mean, I
Yeah.
feel like we're on the right path. We just gotta intensify it.
Yes, and I think that's important because obviously that you need him for anything we do.
Yep.
So I think it's important that we strengthen that relationship and then essentially take it to the next level.
Yeah.
Um, so I got that. I want to obviously work on becoming a better husband, better father. I work on that every day, but obviously
Yep.
there's always ways and things we can improve on.
Correct.
So I want to continue to do that. I think even after 75 hard is up, I want to continue to read on a daily basis, like at least 10 pages a day, because just doing that, like now I'm reading a couple of different books at a time. But I think even reading a couple of different books, you always catch something that you either didn't know or kind of refresher of something you knew and just kind of it slipped your mind. And
Yes.
I think that helps out a lot just with certain stuff.
And one thing for me in 2025, because I get caught sometimes going into rabbit holes, like I want to have like everything written out because I will find one thing and stay on that same path for a long time. So I'm gonna have it written out and then focus on something else. That where I can go back to it and research it as well. If
Yeah,
y'all into the rabbit hole.
I've started doing that already, which I want to continue. I've started writing down a lot more stuff rather than like a bunch of my goals for the new year. Started writing them down. A bunch of things I want to get accomplished in the new year. Started writing a bunch of that stuff down. Even a bunch of the stuff we're investing in, I
Yeah.
started to write that stuff down so I can physically see it on
Yes.
paper. Because I was just taking notes. Sometimes I take notes on my tablet. Sometimes I'll just type in the notes on my phone in the notes app. But I want to actually write it down because they say when you write it down, you're more likely. First of all, they say you're more likely to accomplish those goals because you're writing it down and you can actually see it. So that's
Yeah.
all I want to continue to do. And then, like I said, a lot of the research we're doing, I want to continue to. I want to write that research down because a lot of the research we do, I kind of just go off memory.
Exactly. Yep.
So I want to, like you said, writing that stuff down allows you to physically see it and then go back to it if you need to, in the future.
Yeah. And I think 2025, something I started now, but I'm definitely going to take this the rest of my life is, um, what's the best way to say it? Invest in those who invest in me. Um,
Yes.
Sometimes you can want to carry people along with you that don't want to go along with you.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to invest in the people who want to invest in me a lot of times. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because you could want something for somebody endlessly, but if they
Yeah.
don't want it for themselves or if they're not willing to put in the work, the time, and the effort, there's only so much you can do. Because say you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't force them to drink it.
Correct.
So I think that's a very, very good point. And like you said, definitely investing in the people who invest in me because that allows you like, all right, like you're taking the time, you're taking the effort, you're taking the money to do this, so I'm going to do the same. And because I know we've said this before, you can go fast alone, but you can go far together.
Yes, that's true.
So I think as an individual, you can only do so much as an individual because there's only so much knowledge you can gain. There's only so much money you have. There's only
Yep.
so much time you can put in as an individual. So yeah, you can get there, and you can get it fast, but can you have that longevity like you can with two or more people? Because now you have two different brains. Now you have one person throwing out ideas, the other person can then research or look into those ideas. That person throws out, like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, because we're doing that a lot now. It's
Yes.
like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? One of us do research, be like, I don't know about that one, or it's like, yeah, let's go ahead and jump on this one.
Yeah.
So I think I want to continue to do that. And also continue, like I said, as we've been doing, we've been investing a lot lately. So,
Oh man, a lot. Like, look, man, I'm telling you, we planting seeds, boy, for 2025. I ain't lying.
so I want to keep doing that because as much as we're investing, all it takes is one play to go right.
Exactly, man.
Um, Obviously, as much as we're investing, more than one can go right, but all it takes is one. And we're going so many different routes, but we're also doing our research on everything we're investing in to make sure what we're investing in at least has some kind of potential.
I agree. And I'll say 2025, I'll say for us, man, trust in God too, because the reason why I say it is a lot of people think about today and not tomorrow. And
Yes,
the investments we are making are not for the day.
that's true.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that's a part of trusting God as well, of saying like, okay, especially like the way we've been investing lately is not some most people invest like the way they're going to invest. So yeah,
That's true. Because a lot of these investments we're making, we can't see the money right now. We don't even have access
exactly
to the money right now.
correct. Yep.
So like you said, it's putting your trust in God. Like, all right, I'm doing this with this money. I'm trusting you, God, to allow me to make the right decision and to
Yeah.
do the research in the decisions I'm making to see the benefits on the back end.
Yeah.
Because some of these investments we're making, we won't know what it's going to do until third quarter next year. Some of them
Exactly.
maybe summertime, some of them second quarter, but some of them we don't know what they're going to do because of the type of investments they are.
I'm gonna go a little bit biblical real quick, and it's gonna sound funny. I'm gonna use the story of Joseph and his brothers, right? So I feel like a lot of times when we talk to people, we're being Joseph. Like, not saying we're gonna rule over top of you, hey, but listen, hey, you invest with us, you're gonna come up with us. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But he had to go to Egypt, all the other stuff, and then he got rich and brought his family up. So in this season of my life, it's like me and you working together. It's us investing, seeing the future the way he saw it through his dreams, and getting
yes,
there when we get there. Yeah.
yes. And I think and that like I think like a point you made, like us investing in each other because and like we said earlier, you can't everybody can't see the vision. So
Yeah.
everybody wants to be able to invest now and see the money now, and when they can't, they just don't do it at all.
Correct. Yep.
So I think how do I say this and it not sound bad? I think it's one of those things people are going to have to. I don't even want to say have to see, because it's like by the time it happens, it's too late.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because if we've gotten to the point where we're now making money from these investments we made late this year or early next year, whatever, if you want to get in at that point, it might be too late. We might be already too
Yeah.
invested in order for you to make the kind of money we're making.
Correct. Yep. Yeah.
And
I mean,
yeah, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say, and even doing that, it kind of like you said, you gotta have, first of all, you gotta have the faith, because like you said, you're investing in something you can't see, but then you also want to make sure because a lot of the stuff we look at, or some of the stuff that other people invest in, are scams. So you want to. So
Yeah,
that's why you want to be able to trust in God that's going to give you the knowledge in order to do that research, in order to make sure that what you're investing in is legit and gonna and is a good investment.
yeah, I agree. And I think the other aspect is like, for me, I can get sidetracked sometimes on like working out, stuff like that. But I feel like working out, investing, all this stuff is discipline. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
I want to be had a discipline to be consistent all year long in
Yep.
2025. I don't want to just have this research phase now in December and get to March and it phase out. I want to have
Yeah.
the same focus all the way through 2025.
So I also think by starting off with 75 hard,
Yeah,
that's going to essentially instill a habit in us
yeah,
because you're going to get the habit. You're going to get into the habit of working out. You're going to get into the habit of reading, the habit of doing the research. Because because the reading and research is kind of synonymous.
yeah,
Because you can because just even if you don't sit down and read a book every day, if you're reading articles, if you're reading whatever, that's still contributing to that, and
yes,
it's still research. Because the books I read I read a lot of are non-fictional books, motivational books, and a lot of books on the economy, the financial market, the housing market, just things like that, or the history of certain stuff like what's it called, Jekyll and or Creature of Jekyll Island.
yes, yes,
That's a book on the history of the Fed. If you read Central Banking 101, that's
yeah,
a book on the history of how the banking system works. If you read like 5 a.m. Club, that's more of a motivational book explaining to you and kind of going through why waking up early helps you so tremendously in your life.
yeah. I agree, man. I think it's gonna be a lot of more reading, and I guess for me, solitude. I made a statement in 2023. I want to say that I may have to take certain parts of this journey of my life alone.
Yes.
And 2024 was a trying year for me with that statement. But
Yeah.
I think now, at the end of 2024, I see the light at the end of the tunnel of why I said what I said.
Yeah.
And I probably will see it in 2025.
Yeah. That makes
Because,
sense.
the solitude it takes to be able to do this research and, hey, go on for 2 hours of sleep. And don't get me wrong, I may be sick right now because of the lack of sleep. But while we're going life, sometimes you got to sacrifice sleep. You got to make certain sacrifices in your life, Not saying that's healthy, but yeah.
Yeah. I 100% agree because like you said, even with me, like I said, with reading the 5 a.m. Club, by me wanting to get up at 5 o'clock, no matter what, like that's gonna take sack because sometimes I might not get into bed till 11 o'clock at night, but I want to still be able to have that discipline to get
Yeah.
up the next morning, make sure I go to the gym, make sure I'm doing what I need to do in the morning time in order to essentially just keep that habit.
Yeah.
It's like the book says, waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You, it, I don't know if you've read the book. If anybody's read the book, it kind of lays out how waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning helps you. And reading the book, you start to see stuff that you would not have otherwise seen. So it's called the 5 a.m. Club. If y'all have not read it, I highly recommend that book.
Yes. Great book. Yeah. And you touched on this earlier, and I didn't speak up on it. But like for me, being a better man every day in 2025, when I wake up, my goal is to be a better man than I was the day before. So it's my
Yes.
goal every day.
Yes, and yeah, and I think being a better man comes in a lot of phases too.
It
Because
does.
being a better man, being a better, like I mentioned, a better husband, a better father, just a better friend, a better man of God, like just essentially carrying out God's plan in
Yeah.
order to get to that next level.
And that's the part I think where it's like we touched on everything at the same time, right? Because
Yeah.
being a better man, like you said, God's plan, right? Like I call it like we got visions. Like we're
Yes,
visionaries. So carrying out the vision that we've been given with the lot that we have in life, So
yes, and I think and that's important because Vision is important because vision is sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes you have to see it with your heart rather than your eyes because you
Yes.
don't know, you can't see where you're going, but you want to be able to see around the corner.
Hold on, man. Say it one more time. Say it one more time, man. Say it.
So you can't see where you're going, but you want to be able to see around the corner. So your eyes can't see it, but you have to believe in your heart that it's there.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, all right, like the end of the tunnel is over there. I can't see the light yet, but in my heart, I know that's the end of the tunnel. So I'm gonna keep going this way.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep pushing. I'm gonna keep talking to God. Hey, God, am I going the right way? Yes. If you are going the right way, keep going that way, and just like I said, it all falls back to putting your trust in God. Because when you do that, you know He's not going to lead you astray, and you know He's going to lead you in the right direction. So it allows you to kind of take the worry off,
Yes.
and just roll with it.
Yeah. I agree, man.
I think it's I think at times that can be challenging.
Yes.
I 100% agree that can be challenging, but I have heard watching these videos, stuff like that. I have heard some say before, if you worry, you're essentially lacking trust in God.
Yes.
Because if you worry, you're saying, God, I don't know about this. Like, is it gonna happen? Whereas if God, I know it's going to happen. I'm putting my trust in you. I know, even though you may not say, here it is on a silver platter, you're giving me the willpower, and the ability to do what needs to get done. Because all the time when we look at God, sometimes it's not like, hey, God, I want to do this. I want to do that. Okay, here it is. It's like, no, here's the ability. I'm giving you the ability to do it. Now you have to put in the work in order to do it.
Yes.
Because like we've talked about before, you could pray for something all day, but if you don't put the work in for it, you're not going to get it. And vice versa. If you work for something, but you don't have that trust in God, then it's not going to happen. It's work and faith goes together.
I know, man. Like 2025 is no laziness, like none.
Yeah.
It's all about like right now the work is being put in, but it's the consistency of putting the work in. So
yes, continuing to do it, because consistency it creates those habits, and I think the habits is what I want to create in 2025 in order to advance to the next level. And when I say get to the next level, I'm not only talking about money, I'm talking about in life.
Yes.
Like get to the next level. Go ahead.
And I would say, like, for me, like, I know it's to the average person, it sounds like it's about money. It's not about money. It's
Correct.
about the freedom it brings.
Correct. Because when people, no, I was gonna say, when a lot of times when we say, because we even talk about this in our group, when we say we want to be financially free, everybody thinks, oh, we just want the money. We just want the money. No, it's not the money that I'm looking for. It's the freedom that comes with having the money.
Exactly. Yes.
And then because when you're financially free, you're not depending on somebody else, because we all have if you have a job, you are depending on somebody else to write your paycheck. Even if you have your own business, if you're not completely financially free, you're still dependent on somebody else. You're dependent on your clientele. When you are financially free, it allows you to be you. And it allows you to not have to depend on somebody else for $1.
It allows you to wake up when you want to wake up.
Yes.
To vacation when you want a vacation.
Yes.
I have somebody tell you can't take your vacation.
Exactly.
Like, you have the freedom to say, I'm going to stay in bed all day. Or, you know what? I want to take my kids to France today.
Exactly.
It's that freedom, you know?
Yes.
So it's the freedom to say, like, okay, I can't remember the last time. I watched Kathy Woods talk about this, when she said she can't remember the last time she actually paid a bill.
Yeah.
She don't have to think about the bills. You know, she's just like, the money just comes out. I don't have to worry about budgeting. And she was like, I'm pretty sure somebody's stealing money from me, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's a great problem to have.
Exactly, man.
So those are kind of problems I want. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's important that we put that out there, because a lot of people think when you say financially free, you just like, or when we say, hey, I want to get to the next level, oh, they just want money. They just want more money. They just want more money. Like, no, it's not the money that I'm after. It's the
Yeah,
lifestyle that comes with it. And it's not
yeah,
about the materialistic things. It's about the freedom that comes with it.
exactly. Like I remember one time I would say, "I'm gonna buy a Lambo. I'm gonna buy this." Like you will never know I got it. You
Yes.
know, you will see me live modest, but you won't know I got. I'm not gonna be buying Lamborghinis just to buy them. You know, that's not what I'm gonna be doing. So yeah,
And speaking on that, I was watching a video today from InvestFest.
yeah,
And guy said when he pulled up at the one of the guys that came out and speak at InvestFest, he said when he pulled up to valet, the valet he pulled up in the Lambo. Valet said, "Oh my God!" He said, "That's my dream car. That's my dream is to have a
yeah,
Lambo." He said he looked at the guy and said, "No disrespect, but if your dream is a Lambo, your dreams are cheap."
yep, exactly, yes,
Which I 100% agree because if you're dreaming about a Lambo, when you get to Lambo, does your dream stop there
exactly, yep,
or does it keep going?
yeah,
So I think you got to look further than the materialistic things and look at the future for what it is and say, all right, I don't want the Lambo. I want the freedom. If I get a Lambo, if I get the house I want, if I get this,
yeah,
ooh, I'm going to give all the glory to God. I'm going to be happy about it. But this is where I want to go for this purpose.
yeah,
Because
yep,
even with making with the money, it's not even if you're able to get what you want to get. I think the joy in it comes from giving back to people who are less fortunate.
yes. I was gonna just talk about that 2025 mentoring somebody, like
Yes,
actually taking the time out to like, hey, look, when I was your age, I made these pitfalls because
yes,
the whole thing is to make the next generation better. So if you
yes,
can find one person to mentor them and make them better, that's a win. Yep.
yes. Because I started that at the where I work. I started mentoring two students
Yeah.
and two kids, and I want to continue that into the next phase. Go, um, maybe even go a little bit older, like late teens, maybe
Yes.
somebody who's about to enter quote unquote the real life, and and like you said, kind of say, hey, these are the mistakes I made. This is what I did. These are the good things I did. These are the bad things I did, and
Yes.
these are the things I decided to do. And say, hey, before you do this, look at this avenue, or look at this avenue, or hey, look before you go get a credit card, look at the pros and cons of getting a credit card. Before you go spending all your money on a car, look at this car and then look at investing, because look at the long run. That cars is gonna eventually run out. But then if you invest just a little bit, then in the future you can get what you want to get.
Yeah. I agree. And maybe
So
we pray about it first, but we take a young male or a young female on this journey with us with this investing we're doing right now and say like,
yeah,
look, you know what I'm saying? You can't touch this money, but this will be right here for you. But you got to invest some in it. So yeah.
yes, and I think and because that goes back to the whole trust thing. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
stuff, like you said, a lot of stuff we're investing in, we don't have access to the money right now. Some of it we do, some of it we don't,
Yeah.
and we won't have access for another 6-7 months.
Yeah.
But like we said, we're doing that research, putting our trust in there, and saying, okay, we know what we're gonna have because we're doing the research that tells us what we're gonna have.
And I'm gonna throw this out here because I know how it sounds to people. Like when you see Mark Cuban invest in it, it makes you say, "Okay, I can go with it." When you see
Yes,
billionaires doing certain stuff and nobody else is doing it, but the billionaire, you know it's going to be profitable at some point.
yes. So I think 2025 is going to be a great year.
I agree.
Like I said, we started the journey. We're going to continue the journey, and we're just going to go harder at the journey. Try to bring some people along with us on the journey. Not everybody has the same goals. Some people
Yeah.
have different goals than we do. So, and no slight to them. Some people just want different things out of life,
Yeah.
and no slight to them. We could still be friends. We could still do whatever, but just know that when we are making changes, the changes sometimes affect other people, not in a bad way.
True.
If they if they care for you, then they will understand.
Come on, say it one more. Say that one more time too. Say it again, Tonyo.
The changes will affect some people, not necessarily in a bad way, but if they respect you and understand what you're doing, then they'll respect the change.
Correct.
So I think that's important because even with us, like we used to play the game a lot. The PS5. I don't know when's the last time I've been on the game.
Nah, we were talking about it the other night, and then we were like,
yes.
I said, nah, man, I'm doing some more research. He was like, yeah, me too.
Yes. And even with my wife, she'll come on. Oh, you're not getting on the game today? Nah, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Yeah. Or hey, I'm going to this because I've started going to a lot more conferences, a lot more classes now. I'll come home like, hey, we got anything to do? No, why? What's up? I'm going to this class. Okay, cool. Then you just go to a class last week? Yeah, I'm going to the class this week though, and this is for this. And it's like, okay, cool. Because I'm still spending time. I'm still getting my quality time in with the family, but I'm also trying to better myself in order to better my family.
I know, man. I understand it. Like, so, and I will work less for somebody else in 2025.
Yes.
I work a lot in 2024. 2025 will not be the same way. I will say that. 2025 is the year of my investments. So
100%. 100%. So definitely, we got a lot of stuff to look forward to. A lot of changes to make and a lot of consistency to put in. Yes. So definitely looking forward to 2025 and the positive changes that it is going to bring.
I agree, man.
And as we always say before we get off every podcast, this is more than a podcast. We handing out crowns.
Hand them out.
Who the lover, who the hate? Who the realest in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get they food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try to make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand.